Yeah, man. So
ain't no thing, dude. Ain't no big deal.
shit's still gay. Current events, we're covering those.
True.
We can gladly report that shit is still gay.
Yeah. I'd say about in terms of like humidity, it's about 85%.
Yeah,
I would say
it is lessening.
Yeah,
the gayness.
It's gone down. We had a gay snap in there real quick. Now
there was a gay front that came through. The gay front was strong, and now it's still like it's hitting like. I saw this image of Nancy Pelosi like kneeling with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
all wearing like not dashikis, but like the African like a preacher's. The thing a priest wears around his neck.
Yeah,
like that, and like African,
like a shawl. Yeah, like
an African texture.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Fabric, kneeling with a bunch of other white people.
Do you have dashikis?
I have several dashikis.
I have one. I don't have a dashiki. Someone went on a vacation and bought me a dashiki, so I have one in my closet.
You have a dashiki?
I have one in my closet.
Yeah. Damn, you should do like when white ladies, because you're about to have a wedding with a African American woman.
Yeah.
You should do like, you ever see like white ladies who marry an Indian guy and have like my sister married an Egyptian and had like an Egyptian wedding.
Sure.
Where she had to dress like, you should wear a dashiki for the wedding.
I might do like A1 shorts with my dashiki. Long cut A1s, dude.
Oh man.
I think N1s have been relegated. Like there's definitely a fashion ecosystem, and I think it's like the fashion eventually filters down to definitely like fat white dudes with fat legs. That's who wears N1 shorts.
N1 shorts are it all trickles down to just dudes who do heroin. Yeah. It's just dudes in heroin. N1. Think of all their nicknames. Sleepy.
Well, even
shit, Sleepy's got it. And Wawa.
Like South Pole gear. It's just heroin everything filters down to heroin addicts.
Was it Enichi? ENYC.
Yeah,
isn't that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I used to call it ENS. But I think it's Enichi. I think you're right.
Maybe.
ENYC.
That's totally trickled down. So basically, yeah, it does go from like black culture, whatever's fashionable, a decade later, white drug users will be wearing it. And they'll be sleeping in it. Which is good. It's extra fabric.
True.
Those guys are probably like fashioning tents out of it.
True, man. Like a first down bubble jacket, dude. That's fucking perfect for sleeping in Kensington.
Yeah, I think that's actually how, like, I could be wrong. I think denim started as a tent.
Really?
Lemaire, you're fired. I know this isn't the climate for us to be firing our only minority partner. But you're fucking fired, dude. Yeah, I could be wrong about that, but I think denim started as a tent fabric, and then like miners just started wearing them as pants because they were durable.
That's also not a very breathable fabric. If you're in a denim, do you ever wake up in a tent?
Yes.
It's fucking hot.
It sucks. The tarp, it always sucks. I've never not had a shitty experience waking up in a tent.
Yeah, Matt, if you woke up in a tent, you would just have nut sweat on your forehead. In a jean tent.
Yeah, just nonstop.
It would just, your whole body would be crotch sweat.
Yeah, well, their lives did suck. So, I mean, you just wake up all sweated out and you're just like, all right.
I got a shower last night. I worked out last night and did like a no soap shower. I call them rinse offs.
Yeah.
I was like running real quick and just do it. Dude, I like just rinse. Do you ever rinse off? You get real sweaty and rinse off with no soap, and it's like you're basically Gladiator. I like just rinsed off of water, and I'm like, this is how I used to do it, dude. You would just go into a river. Like you had like an important date. You'd be outside just like eating bugs and doing shit, and you just would like put water on you and be like, dude, I'm fresh as fuck right now.
Eating bugs.
Yeah, you'd be like, digging in the dirt.
Munching some bugs.
Well, if you're farming back in the day, your crop's not going, you're like digging, you're definitely munching bugs as you're going. Like there's been a lot of bug munching that's flown under the radar.
Yeah.
If you're like a 17th century farmer and you're sitting there and you're digging, your potato crop kind of sucks, I
wonder if munching bugs was like, you know how like today, like I'll toss a booger in there every once in a while.
Like munching a bug?
I'll munch a bug every once in a while. Get rid of it.
True.
You got to get rid of it.
Sure,
you toss it in, maybe launch it.
Yeah.
But if it's one of the...
I treat boogers like I do if I get a packet like drugs if I'm getting pulled over. I'll consume it. If someone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing.
I bet that's how bug eating was back in the day.
You sneak
people
one?
Like everybody kind of did it.
Yeah.
But it was very shameful to admit that like every once in a while you pretended to not have one in your fingernail. Like
just fucking eat a bug. You think people are out here Hakuna Matata just like, dude, this is what we
breaking open a log?
Yeah, like but
dude, I've been strong into that. You're talking a good time period for me.
Yeah.
The whole way out here, I was listening to that book again. What's
the book?
Book is, oh yeah, a lot of people were asking. It's called War on the Run. It's about Robert Rogers, and but it's also about like just life pre-revolution in America and like Native Americans and shit. And I have been harsh on the natives the last couple episodes. That's what happens when you report on something before you finish a book.
True.
Like I read one chapter that was just like, this is what the Indians used to do, and then the next chapter was like, they did have some good things, but I only got the bad part.
Welcome to my world, dude.
And then immediately reported on it. And I was like, they were called savages for a reason. And then, but no, they had some, dude, hilarious. This was making me laugh. I knew you'd like it. These 4 white dudes got caught catching beavers. Beaver pelts were like, that was money back then.
True, yeah.
That was because in the colonies, they didn't really have that much currency. So, I mean, dudes would counterfeit like crazy.
It's really funny too. When there's like no money, people are like, all right, well, forget about money. What else do we have? Like, we got beaver pelts.
Fucking beavers are everywhere.
Like, all right, well, that's money now.
Yeah.
All right, continue. Everything continue.
Oddly enough, the chapter was called, well, it was about how if you counterfeited, back then it was a death penalty, which hasn't changed much.
Wow,
anyway.
you address the nation?
Anyway.
Excuse me.
Pardon
Well, it's
me.
actually policed by the Secret Society still. Or no, Secret Society, Secret Service.
What's that? Counterfeiting?
Freudian slip on my part. Yeah, the counterfeiting's it's policed by the Secret Service. They're the ones following money. It's the president's bodyguards or something. They give their life for the bodyguard, and they also have to make sure nobody's printing funny money. That's the Secret Service's job.
They used to literally on bills say to counterfeit is death. Used to be printed on bills. Like, yeah, if you got caught counterfeiting, you were fucked. Like they would brand you or kill you.
As you get branded as counterfeit.
You get branded. They used to get branded under their eyes, like right here.
Oh,
pretty sick.
Just to make sure, check.
Yeah, it
would
just say R for like rogue, if you were like a vagabond or a piece of shit, and then like M for murder, like all that shit.
Damn,
sucks to get an R for rogue when, rapist.
Shit, what did they give people for rapists by R little a?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's like the periodic table. It's like R little a rapist, R rogue.
But no,
being a rogue is sick.
Being a rogue is sick, but back then it wasn't. People hated them.
True, if you didn't follow the rules.
If you were just, because in the colonies there were like no rules.
Yeah.
So dudes would come from Europe that were criminals there. Just all you had to do back then was call yourself a different name. You could do it in a moment. You'd be like, no, I'm Tom. And then you go to another town.
Yeah.
And just counterfeit money there.
Well, it's also.
So they'd have to brand you. There wasn't an internet back then.
Yeah.
There was no databases.
That's what I'm saying.
So they just have to do something. They'd like cut your ear off.
But yeah, your personal horizon ended at your town, and then a guy would come in and be like, yo, this is new money. You're like, they put new money out? And you're like, new money, bro. Yeah. You want it or not? And you're like,
give me that horse. Here's a bunch of new money.
You're like, well, I just ate a bug. You're like, I can't turn down this new money. And he's like, why does it look different? He's like, don't do the counterfeiting back then. The technology, what the fuck did they do? It was drawing.
There were plates. There were plates that they could.
So they stamped.
Counterfeit, yeah.
So they would get a money stamp.
Yes.
And then be like.
Just stamp shit.
They could have just made T-shirts back then. They had no idea.
Printing T-shirts.
If they had like a print, like a money dollar bill.
There's your shirt.
Yeah, that's true. That's my tee. They could have just printed tees, dude. Be like, yo, you just want to wear a shirt with a dollar bill on it? Like, yeah, that's fine.
That would have been tight. The clothes back then sucked.
Yeah.
But so these 4 dudes were trespassing and collecting beaver pelts.
Sure.
Which, dude, beavers are huge.
Are they?
Yeah, I didn't know that. They get up to 90 pounds. They're fucking big dogs, dude.
Beavers are 90 fucking pounds?
Beavers can get up to 90 pounds, at least back then. I'm sure they've been killed enough now that they're a little,
Sure, a little skimpy.
They're losing weight.
These are like the dinosaur days for beavers.
Beavers were 90 pounds. These dudes, and they would trick them as a sad way to kill them. I don't
What would they do?
So they put like a trap in the water and put like female pheromones on it. Yeah. And when the beaver stood up at the top of the stick, there was a clamp or something that drug it under the water.
How'd they get the female beaver pheromones? Do I even want to know?
You cut them out of them and
squeeze,
rub it on a stick.
So you have to you'd have to surgically remove you'd have to cut their pussies open.
Yeah, they'd be like, maybe that's how beaver came out.
True.
Now I'm thinking about it.
Think they took him for a spin?
They're eating bugs, dude. You don't think they're taking beaver puss for
By the way, a man just got charged in Delaware for having sex with molesting ponies. So
that is a tale as old as time.
Did you hear that story?
What happened?
There's a Delaware man. I think he's 32 years old. There was so people are coming back and seeing the ponies' ankles would be kind of raw, and they're like, "What the hell?" what's wrong with my pony? And then this guy was going into barns and strapping the pony. He would like strap their legs down.
Yeah, you gotta get those back
He'd
legs.
have his way with them. Yeah, you don't want to get kicked.
Yeah.
So he was, I don't know what he was. I don't know if he was, they said molesting them. So I don't know if he was penetrating these ponies. I think he was just like oral maybe. I don't know.
A guy, yeah, that was like my first joke.
What?
A guy in Pennsylvania was eating horse pussy. He got
Was
caught.
Was he?
And I was like, all you have to do is stand up and you're innocent. Like if you get caught eating pussy, like somebody has to, and you just stand
True.
up real quick. What psycho is going to be like,
You eating pussy?
you just eating that horse's pussy? Boom, Harrisburg Comedy Zone explodes every single time. I'm like,
Well-
that was in Perry County. They're like, whoo.
Well, it's topical too.
Yeah.
They're probably going to call my cousin eating horse pussy the other day.
Everybody's been eating horse pussy. All right, hold on.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So these 4 dudes get captured by these Indians. They take them
Mhm.
and they make them run the gauntlet. So that was one thing they would do when they would capture prisoners. A lot of these tribes would make you run a gauntlet like right away. So the whole town would come to the bank of this river with these 2 dudes they captured on canoes.
Yeah.
And one of them, by the way, Stark, in the Revolutionary War would come up with the term "live free or die."
Mhm.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, this is how small a world this was back then.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, true.
Shout out.
Well, Mary, you missed it. God damn it, dude, you're fired. Wait, how did you? Would you doze off?
Huh?
Yeah, I fell asleep.
He's not paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
He's paying attention. He couldn't know I was doing a physical. He doesn't know my comedy's verbal and physical, dude. Physical comedy, dude. Welcome to. So they did.
So the whole town.
What's
comes
the
out.
gauntlet?
Gauntlet is where the townspeople, mostly young men, line up 2 rows and make you run the gauntlet.
Oh, they're making.
And they hit you with sticks and fuck with you the whole way.
I thought they were. So you get caught by the Indians, they'd make you do a gauntlet.
Yeah, the Indians would make you run the gauntlet
Did we have a gauntlet?
as a prisoner. No.
I mean, not we, but they're like the fucking.
Yeah, did the good guys? Did the good guys have
Did
it?
the settlers have a fucking gauntlet?
No, I think they probably just
Killed you.
executed Indians, I'm sure.
So you had to run through.
Yeah, they handed you a stick that you had to hold. So you
Okay.
couldn't like block. You had
Yeah.
to like hold a stick and run through a gauntlet. And they would all just hit you. Now they tried not to hurt you. They tried not to kill you, I mean.
They wanted.
They just want to hurt you. They want
Yeah.
to fuck you up. But the Indian who captured them, who was the chief of this tribe, told them some things to say
Yeah.
in their language that would like make it easier on them, which actually translated to like, I could fuck up everybody in here. Hilarious. So the first guy ran through and was like, Tahini Gaba hop up to Guinea. Like he just screaming
talking
shit. He had no idea. He was
And they're
in
just
there.
fucking cradling the
Oh,
crossballs.
dude.
Just like, what you?
The second guy came through and his chant was, I could fuck all the women here. Like while he's running through. And then he started getting hit hard enough that he started fighting the gauntlet. He dropped the stick and just started swinging. And they let him go. They were like, all right, hilarious. We're not going to hit him
Well,
anymore.
he's also probably crying, be like, I could fuck all the girls in
I
here,
know,
please.
dude, just
please,
running through like,
please let me
"I'll fuck anybody here.
Please let me fuck all the girls in here, please,
Yeah.
for the love of God.
So I was wrong on that part. The Indians were funny.
That's fucking
Obviously,
hilarious,
that guy in the
dude.
canoe was like, I'll hook you up.
Oh,
This is going to make things a lot easier.
Oh.
Just yell, I'm going to fuck all the women in here. Hilarious. That's I mean, that holds up today, that joke. That's a good bit.
It's pretty good.
That's a good bit by that Algonquin.
Oh, that's pretty fucking funny. How fun would it be to have a gauntlet too? This is the thing. Like
We did it in high school.
I know.
Gauntlet rules.
Yeah, this is what people do,
Yeah, it's an
Form-
instinctive thing to make people run through a gauntlet.
and just fuck them up.
Just slap them the whole way. But yeah, then they did get a little mean
Yeah.
after that. So some of these tribes would have like you go cabin to cabin
Mm-hmm.
when you're getting indoctrinated, basically as tortured, like into being a prisoner. You get
Hazed.
get hazed into it, which
Yeah.
is like you go to this cabin, somebody will pluck a fingernail out. You go to the next cabin, someone will bite your finger off. Someone will just gnaw your finger off. One of the cabins was just one of the women just beat the shit out of you. You couldn't hit back.
Kinda
She
tight.
just beat you as hard as she could the whole time.
Really?
Dude, it was
Did they
Then-
cut your finger off yet?
eventually, yeah, this is
Nah, that
usually,
sucks.
and then there's some cabins where it's just little kids and they stab you a little,
Just
light
Oh,
stabbings.
Man.
And then eventually I think a lot of them would scalp you and then pour boiling water on where they just scalped you, which
It's hot too. It's fresh off the fire.
yeah,
too.
and then just make you roll in like thorn bushes. They're just doing like really mean shit to people.
So you had to go get the aggro crap. This is global guts.
Oh, you got crushed. You got fucking crushed. But the Indians, a lot of these tribes, So that's another thing that is annoying. Obviously, I've said it 1,000 times. When people talk about Indians in America, they're always like the Indians, like it's one group. These
Sure.
are just, you know, some northeastern woodland tribes I'm talking about here.
Exactly.
Obviously, it fluctuates.
Yeah.
But
Read up if you don't know about them.
some of the, you know, they also they all like loved being able to take pain. That was like their big fucking thing. Like if you like if your mom cried while giving birth to you,
Yeah.
everybody in the tribe was like, you're a fucking fag.
Really?
Like that was that stayed with you. So even moms had to be like tough as fuck the whole time, like wild shit. And
so it's possible. It's possible for women to give birth, not even just like
naturally,
even just kind of like they complain.
not allowed to complain, dude.
Crazy. So it's possible.
The tribes had some good ideas, dude.
I'm just curious.
They had basically a quit you policy to women.
It's like knock off.
Quit your
crying.
bitching, dude. Or your kid's gay.
So it is possible to, you know, maybe, you know, it doesn't, you don't have to fucking harp on it forever. Oh, go on. Sorry, please. Totally unrelated.
Also, one that made me laugh was one of these Indians like recorded how British people acted when they got hurt, which was wah, wah. Like that's literally how, like when we scalp them, they just go wah, wah.
Me hair, me
Oh,
hair.
you got me hair then. Oh, no.
So that's where the powdered wigs came from. They would go to scalp you, the powdered wing would slide off, and you just be like, ugh, and just pop off.
I wonder if powdered wigs were treated like black ladies' weaves.
Were they getting a fight?
If you touch them,
they would get two guys get a fight in the Senate. There'd just be like pieces of powdered wig everywhere.
Anyway, so that was
that's funny.
It's been fun stuff reading up on that.
So the gauntlet, though. So at the end, after a guy bit your finger off,
I mean,
a woman dominatrixed you, and then a little kid fucking needled you. What would happen? They would just be like, oh, like a roller coaster. Like, here's our impression of you being a pussy about this.
Pretty much. But there was also examples of dudes getting tortured and like laughing and making fun of the Indians. At which point, a lot of the Indians would kind of like let them live.
Like you roll.
Be like, yo, you're tough.